Voters in Rhode Island are heading to the polls on Wednesday to vote in the state's primary elections for governor, Senate, and House races, which is today. One America's Alex Salvi takes a look at the contest and why independent voters may decide the outcomes.
Voters in Rhode Island are deciding the future of the state as they're tasked with selecting party nominees for governor, Senate, and several crucial House seats. The main event is the state's Democratic gubernatorial primary.
Get me reelected so we can cement this prosperity and make sure it reaches everybody. And let's keep a Democrat in the governor's office in Rhode Island.
Incumbent Governor Gina Raimondo is facing a challenge from the more progressive Matt Brown, the state's former Secretary of State.
They have the power of money, and they have the power of the political establishment. But on Wednesday, we will each hold in our hand a power much greater than that. That's the power of the ballot.
Establishment Democrats have been pouring money into the race to support the incumbent, with $1 million coming from the Democratic Governors Association. Raimondo spent $1 million on TV ads this cycle, but they haven't changed her prospects, as her approval rating has stayed firm at around 44%. On the Republican side, Cranston Mayor Alan Fung is the favorite in the race, but he's facing a challenge from State Representative Patricia Morgan.
I have a backbone. I'm not afraid to stand up to the corruption.
And Army veteran and former state senator Giovanni Feroci.
They're just not even close to being qualified as I am as a decision maker. They just don't have it. When I made decisions, they had consequences. People died.
Polls show Fung is the presumptive favorite going into the race, with generic ballots showing a neck-and-neck race between him and Raimondo in the general. Meanwhile, the state's Senate race is shaking up the norm. Senator Sheldon Whitehouse won his re-election bid in 2012 with a 30-point margin after running unopposed in the Democratic primary. This year, he faces a challenge from Pat Fontes, who wants to apply her experience in Europe to Rhode Island.
When I came back, I found a state that wasn't what I left when I left in 1973. The Democratic Party had moved somewhere toward the center or even right of center.
Most polls have Whitehouse walking away with a victory in a landslide. On the Republican side, the former Associate Justice of the Rhode Island Supreme Court, Robert Flanders Jr., is running for the party's nomination.
We've been neglected for too long. We've got an all-Republican Congress, an all-Republican executive branch. It would help Rhode Island, in my opinion, to have at least one person down there in the same party as the ones that are controlling the Congress and the executive branch.
Flanders faces off against perennial candidate Rocky De La Fuente. De La Fuente is running in 6 states this election cycle, with the Rhode Island Board of Elections permitting the Californian to run in this race as well. Nearly half of all voters in Rhode Island are unaffiliated with a party, meaning they may choose to vote in either primary this election cycle. Alex Salvi, One America News.
Want to see more videos like this? Click on the link below and subscribe to One America News on YouTube. And call your cable provider and kindly demand that One America News is added to your lineup. Call and subscribe today.